So this is how a transport order looks in Neurored. Okay. Up on top we have the most important fields. This is as well configurable. So and we can change the field display on a profile level. So again, customer service might need to take a look at certain stuff, but then operations might need a different view.
Yes, there's one thing to add here. So there are everything that you're going to be seeing in each one of the records within the system. Okay, most of them are required for the system to work, but that doesn't mean that you cannot add additional detail on top of this. So Salesforce, one of the biggest uh, abilities that offers is that you can create any field for any record and capture any additional information you may want to capture. No? So that's something to consider, as well as layouts. I mean, this is plug and play. So you can just move them, configure the layout the way you want, display the fields you want to display. You can configure by profile, by type of user, the fields that they are going to be seeing. Same thing for the customer facing. So in the community, you can display the same records you see internally, but with the level of access you want to give them. No? I just want to be clear that this is not something fixed. I know that in other systems it's pretty difficult to configure new fields and enter new data, but it's not the case of Salesforce. Basically, that's completely configurable. Okay.
Thanks. So, let's take a look at this order. We have the transport order reference number. This can be configured to your own numbering format as well. We have the customer account and the reference number. We can add in here a customer contact. Okay. Uh, we have the transport mode, Incoterms. Then we have some route details. So where are we picking this up, and what's the delivery address, and what's the dates of those pickup and delivery. Then we have some main parameters like the fuel price, total pieces, the volume, etc., and then some billing terms. Again, uh, as this is a full TMS, we are able to create services both for buying services and from carriers and selling services to the customer. However, this is yet to be defined on the project scope, as we understand that you guys are currently, onboarding a new TMS. Uh, for instance, one of the services that we are integrated with is here maps for address. Oh, sorry, my mouse is kind of crazy. So for route calculation, track based, and distances calculation. So this is connected with here. Is one of the main map providers. Uh, so this is just one of the integrations that we will see throughout the demo. Okay. Um,
It
then it,
also validates the addresses you enter. So imagine that a user enters an address, a zip2 address for a customer and so on. This
yeah,
system validates that address with here maps.
yeah. So I'm just getting into an address in the system. Okay. And in order to create it, we have the integration with here that we basically type in an address, it auto completes, and we select it, and it validates the data for us. Okay. So all this data comes directly from here map. So we get coordinates, we get the time zone, which is important for the dynamic calculation of the ETA, ETD, etc. Okay. So yeah, we do use that as a maps provider, distance calculation, address validation, etc. Then let's take a look at how do we define the cargo. Okay. So in here we will see well, this is basically each one of the cargo lines that is going to have the transport order. We need to list the pickup stop and delivery stop. There's the packaging type liters, and there's 800 units, 8,000 units, sorry. We have the overall weight and volume, and then we can see that this has not been planned yet because everything is pending to be containerized. And we can list in here IMDG codes. So let me see if I can navigate my way through. So we have the database of IMDG. We have this database. We pulled it out from the from United Nations. So we have information such as packing group, the storage and handling code, and the tanks instructions, which is something that we will use for the container planning as well. Okay. Um, this database is static, okay, so we basically downloaded it and we uploaded it into the system. However, if BAM is going to offer services that is going to offer via service this database on a more updated base, we for sure could look into it. Then the containers, of course, we haven't planned the container yet, so this is basically blank. Um, we have as well the fees, so TMS staff, not going to drill into much in here, but we can add as many fees as necessary in here. And then we will have 1 to N shipments, okay? We will take a look at the shipment concept afterwards when we do the planning of the operation itself, okay? Track and trace, in here we will have listed all the different track and trace events. They can be created from different data sources, okay? ELDs, other partners such as Transfollow. Later on, I'll do a demo of a CMR execution in Transfollow. I'll introduce it later, and then invoice. Not going to spend too much on that. And then documents management, we will take a look at it a little bit later on. We can have multiple different documents tied to Salesforce records. These documents can be generated in Salesforce itself from different templates. Okay, so for instance, I can create a quote. Uh, but anyway, we can set up different templates. They pull in all the information from the data in the record. We can customize these templates to your look and feel, etc. And once we save them, we store them logged into the record on specific folders. Okay. All these folders are as well configurable, so we can create a new folder and add it in here in order, to store documents on the way that Hazards needs. Okay. I'm gonna basically wrap up with the transport order record. I think that I covered everything that I wanted. So we were on the file section, and then one last thing is that Salesforce from any kind of record as well, it allows you to send emails. It lists contacts related to the record, so contacts from Ben's Goods customer account. You can set up different templates. Okay. Um, so, you know, those templates, they leverage information from the order, and this is completely keep configurable. And you can tie in and log into that email any record that is basically associated with sorry, any document that is associated with the record. And the good thing is that it lists all those emails, so you can have a traceability on the transactions that you or the interactions that you guys made with the customer, and you can see the email that you sent, and who did you send it to, and we can list as well the attachments. Okay, so this is basically transport order.